Ethan, a young man from the quiet suburbs of Toms River, New Jersey, found himself drawn to the vibrant energy of New York City in his mid-20s. The city was a whirlwind of sights, sounds, and possibilities, a stark contrast to the familiar rhythms of his hometown. It was there, amidst the urban tapestry, that he met someone who would profoundly impact his life. Their initial encounter was electric, a spark that ignited into a memorable evening. They connected on a deep level, sharing stories, laughter, and a sense of mutual understanding. The promise of a second meeting the following weekend hung in the air, a testament to the undeniable chemistry between them. As their connection deepened, Ethan realized he was at a crossroads. He had been living a carefully constructed life, one that concealed a fundamental truth about himself. He knew he could no longer maintain this facade, especially with someone he was beginning to care for deeply. The weight of his secret had become unbearable, a constant pressure threatening to suffocate him. The thought of coming out was daunting, a leap into the unknown. He found solace and strength in the unwavering support of his two closest friends, Sarah and Jessica, a lesbian couple who had always been a beacon of acceptance and understanding in his life. He drove to their apartment in New Jersey, the journey filled with a mix of anticipation and trepidation. The words caught in his throat, each syllable a struggle to articulate. When he finally managed to express his truth, their reaction was one of pure joy and relief. "Thank goodness," they exclaimed. "It's about time you figured it out." Their acceptance was immediate and unconditional, a warm embrace that washed away his fears. They had known all along, patiently waiting for him to find his own way, never pushing, always supporting. Emboldened by their unwavering support, Ethan embarked on a series of individual dinners with his other close friends. He felt it was important to share this deeply personal part of himself with each of them in a private and respectful setting. He wanted them to understand his journey, to know the real him. Each conversation was a step further into the light, a shedding of the layers of secrecy that had shrouded his true identity for so long. Life after coming out was liberating, a breath of fresh air after years of stifling confinement. However, it wasn't without its challenges. The most significant hurdle was sharing his truth with his family, particularly his mother and stepfather. He invited them for dinner, a carefully planned evening that he hoped would create a comfortable space for this difficult conversation. After the meal, he took his mother aside, leading her to the privacy of his bedroom. The words tumbled out, a mix of nervousness and relief. His mother's initial reaction was not what he had expected. Instead of anger or rejection, she expressed a deep sense of hurt. "I'm your mother," she said, her voice filled with emotion. "You shouldn't lie to me. No matter who you are, I will always love you." Her words, though tinged with sadness, were ultimately a powerful affirmation of her unconditional love. Ethan had lived with his aunt and uncle, his mother's younger sister, and her husband throughout his college years. The dynamic with his aunt and uncle was complex. While he was out to his friends and mother, he had not explicitly discussed his sexuality with them. He had been living in their house since coming out to his mother and had not been asked to leave, a fact that offered a strange sense of comfort and uncertainty. One evening, during a casual dinner conversation with his uncle, the atmosphere shifted abruptly. His uncle, with an unnervingly serious expression, turned to Ethan and asked, "So, does this mean we can call you that word now to your face?" Ethan knew his uncle was likely attempting a poorly conceived joke, but the delivery was jarring, laced with a casual cruelty that cut deep. The room fell silent. His aunt, who had been quietly listening, froze. Her expression hardened, her eyes flashing with a protective fury. She turned to her husband, her voice sharp and unwavering. "If you ever speak to my nephew like that again," she declared, "I will kill you. You will be out of this house. That is the end of it." The force of her words was undeniable, a powerful shield against the casual bigotry that had just permeated the room. Ethan's uncle was visibly taken aback, his attempt at humor backfiring spectacularly. The incident, while initially upsetting, ultimately served as a powerful testament to his aunt's unwavering support. Despite these significant milestones, one crucial conversation remained, telling his father. A year passed, and Ethan had navigated his new life with confidence and pride. Yet the silence between him and his father loomed large. One weekend, while calling his stepmother to cancel a visit, the truth finally surfaced. He overheard his father in the background, his voice filled with anger and rejection. "He is not allowed in this house," he raged. "He has ruined my life. Him and his mother destroyed my life." His stepmother confirmed his worst fears. His father knew. The revelation led to a painful 7-year estrangement, a deep rift that separated father and son. Life continued, albeit with a profound sense of absence. Ethan focused on building his own life, creating a chosen family that offered the love and support he craved. Then, 8 years ago, a phone call shattered the fragile peace. His stepmother informed him that his father had been ill for months, his condition deteriorating rapidly. She urged him to come to the hospital. The reunion was fraught with tension. His father, though clearly pleased to see him, remained emotionally distant, a wall of unspoken emotions separating them. Ethan visited his father daily, a constant presence during a prolonged hospital stay. His father's deafness meant that he was often isolated and confused without someone there to communicate with the medical staff. Ethan and his stepmother established a rotating schedule, each spending a week at the hospital to ensure his father was never alone. During one of Ethan's early visits, a small but significant moment occurred. As Ethan prepared to leave, his father asked, "I'll see you tomorrow, right?" He then showed Ethan his phone, pointing to a specific electric shaver. It was a simple request, a desire for a small comfort, but it symbolized something far greater. It was a bridge being built, a tentative step towards reconciliation. Years passed. Ethan had found love and built a life with his partner, David. They were invited to his stepmother's 60th birthday party in Florida. It was a momentous occasion, a chance for his extended family to meet David. The party was a success, with everyone warmly welcoming David into the fold. As they drove back to their rented Airbnb, Ethan noticed David texting. "Who are you texting?" he asked. David's response was unexpected. "Your dad." Ethan was taken aback. "How are you texting my father?" he asked, a mix of surprise and mild annoyance in his voice. David explained that his father had given him his phone number. The realization that his father was actively communicating with his partner, even texting him about future plans, was a powerful affirmation. It was a sign that the relationship between father and son had finally healed, albeit in its own unique way. Ethan knew his father would never fully embrace the LGBTQ+ community in a demonstrative way. He would likely never fly a rainbow flag outside his home, but he had come to accept and love his son for who he was. The journey had been long and arduous, filled with pain and uncertainty, but it had ultimately led to a place of acceptance and understanding. Ethan's story is a testament to the power of perseverance, the importance of self-acceptance, and the enduring strength of familial love. It's a reminder that even the most deeply entrenched barriers can be overcome with time, patience, and unwavering love. It's a story of finding your voice, standing tall, and never letting anyone take away the essence of who you are.